I'm gonna get out. I erased the video actually so it came out, which is not very good. It's the second fucking time or third time I've done erasing my own fucking video. And the video getting out is very important. I erased it by accident. I thought I processed it, but I didn't. It's fucking cold. My feet are frozen. I put my socks on. I don't know if it's... they're very thin. It's time to get out. Oh, fuck. It's not that cool. It says it's 3 degrees. Better than 2 or 1. 3 degrees is, bearable. As long as it's not fucking 0. Like yesterday, 1 degree. I need to make an insole. I'm gonna go down there to see if they got anything. Sometimes they come around in the morning with something. I don't think they do, but sure. Somebody came over here farting or something last night. One of these fucking loons. One of these fucking degenerate loons. I mean, they were farting in fucking queue as well. Oh, fucking. Yeah, it was. I couldn't sleep because my feet are frozen. I could not get them to warm up at all. There's a big fucking gap over there, so at my feet, so I propped up the box to prevent it from collapsing. When all the cold air comes in. Yeah, we don't have the video from yesterday, which is not very well. I have the video getting up, so I released it by mistake. It is fucking cold. It's 30 degrees, but it's better than 2. Better than 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it looks good. Passing me. I'm poisoned. I feel pretty good right now. I don't feel like being poisoned. I got no burp, no stomach ache, no mouth COVID, so we're good. I feel like being poisoned right now. The sun is out today, which is nice. It's going to warm it up for us a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be sunshine. Oh. Yeah, these Star Trek people disappeared from the list. With the exception of Patrick Stewart. Shatner disappeared, and then there's another one. William Shatner disappeared, and then there's another fellow that disappeared as well. So I had to put that back in. But I mean, I'm missing a lot of matches. I got to look back at the list to see if I can pull them up. See if they're still in there, but I doubt it. Keeping a backup of the list on Google Drive. There's the list is on Tumblr. It's a possibility they disappeared from everywhere. I do keep many backups. You know, it's in the GIF releases as well. The Tumblr list. The Tumblr list is in all the GIF releases. That's on Google Drive. So I mean, I do have backups, but even the backups, even the information in the backups is sometimes, they edit the information even in the backups. I gotta look back and see. I mean, I'll put in the. It's not that hard. I mean, I was gonna look back at them anyway. I was gonna look back at them anyway eventually. Yeah, it's not that cold actually. It's okay right now. Much better than yesterday. Charge up a little bit. I also found the service calls modified a bit. The numbers were not what they were, what I put them in there to be. So I had to go through some of the service calls and modify them again to keep the phone from restarting. Like I said, you don't want the phone to restart. You want to run as many service calls as possible without the phone restarting. So I found I was looking at the A52 and it appears I can change the numbers. So I gotta look at I mean, it's not that hard to put them back in. It's not painful. It's not making my head hurt. It's not burning out my eyes. It's making my hips hurt and it's keeping me awake. That's the issue, man. It's making my hips hurt when I'm sleeping on my side, and it's keeping me awake. I couldn't really fall asleep. So, that's. It's fucking freezing in this corner. I'm gonna see if they have anything down there. I need to wash. surprising. Usually the Saturday is pretty bad with the COVID. Usually Saturday it's pretty shitty with the COVID. Yeah, but this time it was okay. Don't have that much of it in my mouth. It feels almost normal. It's nice and sunny, feels nice and warm. Down here check it out to see if they have anything on sometime Sunday. I mean, I need to go down there Sunday more often because Sunday sometimes they bring stuff in the morning. They bring stuff in the morning and it's good stuff, you know. Well, last time it was poison as well, but it's cold in the morning and it gets warmer. It's cold in the shadows. Oh, that's cold. Face is frozen now. Oh, another oyster card. That's awesome. I wanted two of them. I wanted two of them. Two is better than one. We got him. That's great news, guys. Great news as always. Super, you know? Yeah, it's fucking cold in the shadows. It's nice and warm in the sun, and the shadows very cold. Oh, shit. Wait for it to move up a little bit. It's cold in here. wind. Fucking yeah, goddamn. That's fucking cold, man. Oh, my feet are warm now. A little bit of friction really helps. Holy fuck. I'm gonna brush my hair. Wash my hair. Got some kind of football stuff going on. Yeah. There's that man. He's down on the ground. Somebody tossed some shit behind the van. That's construction stuff. Is there anybody down there? Sometimes there is on some, but I gotta check it out more often since it's not cold anymore. And going forward. There's nobody down there right now. Oh my fuck. Yeah, there's nobody down there. Oh, I gotta clean my hair. Like I said, this framing gig, I don't know why it is. Like I said, it seems to be applying only one way. I mean, granted, it's I guess you have gains and losses on both sides, but you know, it's fucking cold. Check. Yeah, it's clear the shines. Strong.
And to Sevenoaks. This train has 10 coaches. Platform 2 on the 10-10 Southeastern service to Sevenoaks via Grove Park. Please note, some alternates and London Bridge are currently out of service.
That one's not really going right there. One do here.
grease out of my hair. So I have no idea how the fuck it gets in there. I did some service calls. Hands froze on the phones. I gotta go back and charge.
And they went from being appearance.
Somebody over there. There's some homeless folks over here. Some homeless folks are gathering over here. It's very, very cold. Oh yeah, they do have something for us. Excelente! I knew it. I fucking knew it. You know, sometimes they come through some good stuff, man. These poor immigrants are more reliable than white British, I swear to God. I knew they would have something for us today.
I put the bit on the top, this holding, they put it on the frame first, it was a fucking comedy deal when they did out all stuff. Fucking hell. And then I went round and I got bored of that shit, and I went round the corner. I think it's one key, that's nice. You start wearing obviously if you don't want something to use. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, street on the
Holy shit, that's a lot of trash bags.
No, there is a big canister or something. It must be something there, so yeah, I'll see it. But new jacket? Oh, you had it? Oh, okay. Oh, no. Sometimes they give you, some places they give you new stuff. Genau, die set it up. Oh, that one there. Well, SWAT will be here as well. Yeah, 5:30. At that point, that is all the videos on exercise. Not many people want to go see this. Yeah, sorry. The camera in the corner. Probably come back there. Charity that comes there, it's 7 o'clock. A big one. At 9 o'clock, it's sticking up. You want to watch the whole day over here, no, yeah, that. But the copy charity is good. I use them. I use not the way. The other day, one day, the copy charity gave some men's folk, and there was a label. It was if you buy some yeah, it was either Hyde Park or something like that. Look at the name of the something piece. Come from some posh, one of these posh bakeries. Not the bush. There's not much of nothing. This goes in with a proper bake. Somebody took time to make it. It's not industrial. Different than sometimes you get. Yeah, we get. Come up to 11, it's getting a bit more. Yeah, 10 to 11. Yeah, so what reaches up to the end of the line. This is a new farm. It's fine. One of the bands doesn't come very often. Most of the bands we go to. One of the number that make money for the farmers in Punjab. It's a big nasty organisation. This organised shit. People go out and joke, you know, it's a joke. But this is not open yet. Their kitchen is. It's got the kitchen as well. They've got a kitchen. It's not open yet because it is closed by the. I'm not surprised. Closed by the. They had a kitchen somewhere. They have a kitchen somewhere. Where? I have no idea. But when I was standing in the queue, somebody said the kitchen is closed and they still haven't found another place. So they're doing it in some places, living here. Yeah, when the councils have enough here, we find another location. Okay, so they have a kitchen. They have a kitchen somewhere. It's closed. Right now it's closed.
Plenty of fruit to it. I gotta wipe my ass. There's some sugar for my soda. Froze. It's charged. We gotta go ride my bike.
You're not for lunch.
So something, they're saying something about the screw having been undefeated all this time. Well, no wonder, no wonder. If you're down to 2 white males in all the white countries in the world, it's no wonder. Obviously there's a lack of effort, there's a lack of there might be a lack of willpower, there might be a lack of testicular fortitude. But if you're telling me that this crew has never been defeated, that's quite that is it's no wonder. I mean, that's why you're down to 2. If you're down to 2 white males, which is me and my brother, you got a serious problem, yeah. If you're down to 2 white males, you got serious problems. I gotta wipe my ass. And we're gonna come back later because it's too busy. It's crazy. So what I noticed with the screw is that they can actually just get rid of these castrated males, and then just have women having sex with women. But like I said, I think, and I am not sure that these women, a lot of these women, the majority of them are probably sterile. It's just like a mule. A cross between a horse and a donkey. You get something more like a mule, because it's, you could say that maybe they produce X DNA, maybe they have, but because they don't have Y DNA, you can't produce sperm, right? There's no, Y DNA allows you to produce sex hormones, X and Y. If you don't have Y DNA, which is DNA instructions to produce sex chromosome X and Y, and you don't have Y DNA in your body, right? You're a woman. It means you don't have a way to produce actual sperm, right? So, you could say, well, you could make an all-woman society. Well, yes and no, because you still need a sperm donor. It's the way it is. Say, from what I understand, you cannot produce sperm if you don't have Y DNA. Yeah, that's what makes you a man. You have Y DNA. The Y DNA allows you to produce sperm, right? You get X and Y from a male. But if you're a woman without the Y DNA and you are transgender, a woman with a penis, you cannot produce sperm because you don't have Y DNA. Yeah, your eggs become your nutsack. Yeah, your eggs become your nutsack. You're not going to get sperm out of that. Yeah, you might get testosterone, you might get it's usually low testosterone, for obvious reasons, obviously, but there's no fucking way that you can tell me that you can get sperm out of a woman, a transgender woman with balls and testicles, if they don't have Y DNA. Y DNA is what gives you the instructions to make sperm as a human being, right? You produce DNA, X and Y, because you're a male, right? X and Y because you're a male, because that's what that's the instructions, that's the DNA instructions you have within your body. X and Y, sperm, X and Y. But if you're a woman and you are transgender, there's no fucking way, if you don't have a Y DNA, to produce fertile sperm, right? You might have there's no way, if you don't have Y DNA, there's no instruction set. There's no instruction set in your body that says produce sperm. Yeah, you don't make sperm, you're sterile. Yeah, you might make semen. You might have semen, but there's no fucking way that. So what is going on here? What is the purpose of this? Like I said before, if you have a transgender woman with a penis, yeah, you have X DNA from the father's mother and X DNA from the mother combined together, right? So you do have a sperm donor in there somewhere. Who is it? That's the question. The male is absent because the male is castrated, and then you have a mother that has always been transgender. So who are the sperm donors for these people, right? So what is the purpose of this? Like I said before, because you have a transgender woman with a penis, right? You have X DNA from your father's mother, which is previous generation. Like I said, I don't have that because I'm a dude. I'm an actual male and my mother was not related to my father's mother. Yeah, my mother was not related to my father's mother. My father's mother would have transferred DNA to me if I was a woman, meaning that I was the sperm was X chromosome from my father and it came from his mother. So I would have had, in that scenario, I would have had half the X DNA from my father's mother and the other half from my actual mother, right? So the reason why they do this is because this carries over in a transgender woman with a penis. This X DNA carries over and over and over and over again. It's the reason why they look the same. And it's the reason why the dudes in my gifts all look the same, right? Because the X DNA from the previous generation always carries over, meaning there's no break in the mother line, right? There's no break in the female line. So they end up being all Jews. Whether they like it or not, whether they know it or not, because they do this, and this hominid carries over from the previous generation every time, they all end up looking the same, and they always have the same ancestor. Understand? See, that's that's what I think they do this. They do this because the X DNA always carries over from this hominid. Yeah, whether they know it or not, I don't know. Whether they want this or not, I mean, I don't think most people have been told. It's not like they tell you. They tell you this information. But you see, because this X DNA from the previous generation and the transgender woman carries over, it's the reason why they all look the same. Yeah, it's the reason why the ancestor is always the same. Understand? So that's the reason why the dudes and the gifts all look the same. It's the X DNA from the previous generation that carries over because it's a transgender woman, and they end up looking the same, with the same ancestor over and over. Understand? So, like I said, if you like me, in my scenario, I'm a dude, meaning I don't have my father's X DNA. I don't have X DNA from my father at all. I only have Y DNA. I have Y DNA only from my father, and luckily, because of biology and rules, because we have biology and rules, it means that the X DNA was clean. I mean, the Y DNA that I have from my father is clean, because that's the way the male, the male sex chromosome works. It's clean for second, third generation until mixture takes over. See, I don't have, if I would have been a woman, I would have had X DNA from my father, which is not good. It's not good for white people, to have white people. So, that's the reason why they seem to be so vested in transgenderism, is because that X DNA carries over every time, and they have the same ancestor every time, and they look the same every time, which is an easier way to have communism. Yeah, just like in Asia, where everybody looks the same. Africa, to some extent, they all look the same. Yeah, it's an easier way. Transgenderism is an easier way to have communism because they end up looking the same and they have the same ancestor. So, like I said, it's, that's, if you have if you have, like me, like I said, if you have males, there's a break in my father's female line, because there were no girls, right? No females from my father. See, there was a break in the female line in that scenario because that XDNA didn't carry over, which is a good thing, right? However, that might, I don't know about my brother. It's, I don't know what the deal is with my brother. This hominid crew has an interest in him. However, like I said, because it's clean enough. Yeah, I don't know if it's. See, I don't know about my brother. If it's XDNA from my mother or if it's XDNA from my father's line, I'm not sure what happened there. However, this hominid crew has taken an interest in him in particular. It could be because he's partially dead. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't clean it up. It doesn't mean that you can't clean it up in a single generation in his case, because he's cleaner than anybody in Hollywood by some margin. By some margin, he's cleaner than anybody that I've seen in Hollywood so far. So it's, I don't know about him. Does my brother have XDNA from my actual mother, or is it something that they got from my father's side? I don't know. I don't know. It seems to still be, my mother. But this crew has taken an interest in him, which is very peculiar, because usually they discard white males. Yeah, they discard white males. They get rid of them as much as they can. But they seem to have taken an interest in him in particular, meaning that they keep him around and they pay him and they give him jobs, and they gave him my mother's house and they gave him this and that. So this hominid crew has taken an interest in him, but the question is why? Yeah, they usually throw away white males as much as they can, especially in America. Yeah, they usually throw away white males as much as they can, especially in America. So why the interest in my brother? Is it because he's partially dead? Yeah? Is it because he's partially dead? I don't know. Is it because that particular egg is of a lower quality? The egg that got fertilized at that time, from my mother, was of a lower quality. You do have different quality eggs. They're not, they're not all equal. They're not all equal. They don't exactly have 100%. They don't. They're probably not 100% equal in quality or DNA mixture. Right. So what's the deal with that? Because, like I said, usually they discard white males, as far as I can see, anywhere and everywhere. As far as I've seen in this network of hominids, they throw away white males as much as they can. Yeah, they discard white males as much as they can. Abortion in America, 70 million. Between the Five Eyes, I think it's been 70 million between the 1940s up to present, or something like that. 70 million abortions, which is a lot. It's crazy, right? So why the interest in my brother? What's the deal? Usually they throw away white males. Anywhere and everywhere I've been, I haven't seen one. Yeah, what's the deal with my brother? What's the interest about? See, because they more or less let him, they more or less kind of let him be over there. They gave him money, jobs, let him keep the car. The cars are running okay, so far as I can see. He kept the house, got the house from my mother after she died. What's the deal there? Why the interest in him? Yeah, what's the deal with the interest in him? Because, like I said, they usually 100% of the time, without exception, they discard and throw away white males as much as they can. So what's the deal with my brother? Why the interest? See, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go ahead and charge a little bit.
Good.